Oh, what was with the rats? Don't know. Oh my god.
Clear up the deck. Diving stations below.
What?
Hatch out, clear. Diving stations.
Hey? Yeah, good.
That's how it's up. Somebody got jammed in the car.
But see what I do? It's like a V2. Yes. What? What? Yeah. Oh my god. Good grief.
Target destroyed. Compass not left for satisfying.
Yeah.
Start running engine. Starboard 10, steer 315. That, number one, is the shape of things to come.
Mini sub.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
That was tiny.
Yeah.
I think this isn't one of the biggest. Okay.
No, of course not. Yep. What? I don't think so.
You just have to touch metal to explode. Nah, probably doesn't make any difference. It's not in a dry dock. It's not even.
It's out of the water completely, isn't it?
Has that been in battle?
I don't know. We'll find out. Can see it.
There was a pigeon on the torpedo fire.
Oh.
Yeah. That's it. Yep. Down there, just a bit more. That's it. Okay, it's all right, old son. You and me are all right. Okay. Dad'll have to be careful.
No.
Just excuse me, I have to just shut the gate again. Might be a second.
Exciting, isn't it? Go on,
Well, good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, yes, it is. Just. My name is Paul. It's my privilege to give you a tour through Dear Submarine Alliance, which I actually served in when she was a seagoer for 3 wonderful years. So she's very close to me. And I always like to mention that because in case any of the younger members decide that they want to kick it or punch it, I will take very much affront if you hurt my dear submarine, okay? She was part of my livelihood many years ago. However, I had the pleasure to serve in the submarine service 1950 to 1980, so I had 30 wonderful years in submarines. Unfortunately, we're of a dying breed. Our fellow guides, there's only 14 of us left now, and sadly, through natural actions, we reduce every year. So it is our pleasure to give you an actual tour through our dear old Submarine Alliance. However, just to give you a little bit of a background history for some of the younger members, I'll try not to be too boring for you, but she actually started her life as a keel unit in Vickers Armstrong shipyard in Barrow-in-Furness, which was Lancashire in my day, but it's now part of Cumbria. The actual shipyard is still there, although of course it's now BAE, and I'm pleased to tell you they still build submarines, but unfortunately not very many for the Royal Navy, of course. Although, like Alliance, she was one of 15 A-class submarines. She had 14 sisters, in other words. And one of those, in those days, was a submarine called Astute. Well, I'm delighted to tell you we're now building, as we speak, a submarine Astute in what was Vickers shipyard in Barrow. But of course, she's nuclear propelled, you'll appreciate. The other thing which you have to take into account, Dear Alliance herself was 1,350 tonnes in bodily weight, and was approximately 281 feet in length. The newer submarines of today are just on 500 feet in length and weigh approximately 16,000 tonnes. So you'll appreciate a little bit different in size. But of course, they are nuclear propelled and they go to sea and remain dive just about their whole patrol. A conventional class submarine like Dear Alliance was, we couldn't do that because of course we'd run out of air. And so we were limited to our durable time dived, if you understand, until we had to either recharge our main batteries, which gave us all the power in the submarine, and of course recharge the air which we were breathing internally. So
Oh my God.
Can't people sleep in that?
Yeah, that's what you see. I'll set that, I'll set that.
There's a bed upstairs.
No, that's probably where you keep your bags and things like that.
It's bunk bed. Look, up here.
Okay,
Yeah. It's not working.
right.
It's not working.
Where are the batteries down there?
The rockers. This bed's here, look.
Yeah.
Imagine sleeping there. Mind your head. Imagine sleeping here. Mind your head. Oh, he looks drunk. That man looks like really drunk.
Well done. Sit astride. It's not really a lady.
I like this.
You all right there? Sure?
What's he doing there?
Just squeeze in a little bit so we all get in. Sorry. It's this side.
Yeah.
Yes, well, they do normal, or used to. Sorry, they used to.
It still work, do they?
Not anymore, darling. No, I'm sorry they're done. No, I wish they did. But don't worry, it's all right. You can't touch anything which could go wrong, whatever, sadly. But you can eat your head. That's just about everything you can do.
He's on one.
Touching the floor all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Would one of the young men like to sit on that seat up there in the corner? One of our young well done, young sir. Good man. That's it. You're facing
Oh,
the
where
right
can I
direction as well.
sit?
Wait, another one here, darling. You can sit there.
Sit there.
Well done. That's it. We can all get in.
See the depth meters.
Don't do that.
Can you get that lovely lady in before she hits her head and you, sir? All right. Two more to come? Yeah. On the surface. Everybody else was down within the actual hull of the submarine. Down here, where a young man was sat, but he's just vacated, you get court-martialed for that, by the way, probably shot. That was the helmsman's position. I'm only putting your head down, sorry. That was the helmsman's position there, and that's where the submarine was actually steered from. There was the hydraulic control for the rudder. You had two main telegraphs to actually transmit the orders for your main engines on the surface or electric motors when we were dived. A gyro compass for, of course, the steer. Excuse me, a magnetic compass directly above it in case we lost the main gyro. And in the corner, another round black edge gauge was known as a Chernihiv log. And that first blast, I guarantee, would wake you up. And the second blast means that the panel watchkeeper who was stood just here, he would immediately react and he would open all the main vents. And opening the main vents basically releases all of the air in your main ballast tanks on either side of the submarine, opens the sea at the bottom. Once those tanks are full, that's 350 tonne of bodily weight, which takes the submarine beneath the sea. Obviously enough, the very first person to have moved, followed by the lookout, would be the officer of the watch and the look on the top of the fin. They've got just over a minute to get from wherever they were on the fin down into the submarine to shut and clip the upper hatch, because this man would have opened the vents and the submarine would be going down immediately. The helmsman who was sat there would have responded immediately, first and foremost by shutting off the vice pipe cock to make sure we don't let the ocean come down that pipe. And he'd also put the telegraphs to stop, because of course there's no air coming into the submarine now, which means the engines have to be stopped. The commanding officer, who I've mentioned once or twice, he was a special man and he was, would appear from nowhere, sit where our young future commanding officer is now sat, look through his periscope so he could actually assess what's going on the surface. And he would be shouting out everything he could see so that it could be recorded for him, because this is in the days before computers and videos. The pulses get shorter, then obviously it tells you the ship is getting closer. As the ship gets closer, you'll hear its propeller noises as well. Right, he's stopped now because he believes we're directly underneath him. So we will change depth and change course. Can I prepare you? You've got sensitive hearing, bit of a bang coming up. Just prepare you. recording of a pattern of depth charges going off approximately 400 yards away. So you'll appreciate to get closer, which they would have to, gets more horrendous as they get closer. But of course we always had the option of going deeper and changing course, which I can reassure you is what we always try to do, to get out of their way. Until eventually, of course, they can't find us, they get fed up, they go off back into Torquay for a weekend or something, we stay where we are. Until we eventually come creeping up to the surface so that my commanding officer can look to the periscope. But of course by this time it's now pitch dark. Someone hit their head. You all right, darling? You all right, sir? Oh, sorry. So you'll appreciate it's now dark outside. So of course my commanding officer's eyes are very important. So of course we go into red lighting, which allows my captain's eyes to adapt to the outside lighting. Okay, it's not a disco, guys, don't get excited. But obviously, unfortunately, or fortunately as the case may be, sunrise this morning, we'd have gone back into white lighting. Okay, ladies and gents, sorry it's a bit rapid, but we've got another tour on our backside. What I'm going to ask you now, we're going to go into the engine room. I will lead you again. I respectfully remind you, lots of places to hit your head now. But in particular, have a look at the end on the right-hand side. That's the galley. That's where Sheffy performed miracles and cooked for 65 people. Also, as you go along on your left are the natural functions of any human society. Do note that one seat is different. One seat is white, whereas all the others are black. The white seat are for officers only. Have a look. Thank you. Come along, people, watch your head.
No.
Eh?
That's the kitchen. See it? Oh, thanks.
Keep your head down, sir, please. Yes. As you come off the step, you're all right. You can stand up now. That's it. Well done.
Eh? Funny.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I have to ask you just to squeeze forward a bit, sweetheart, if you don't mind, darling. So we can get in forward. Well done, sir. Watch your head when you get up, though, won't you? So easy to forget.
Who's the boss?
Pull back in. Anyway, that's a really good reproduction of one engine, but obviously if both engines are running, you'll appreciate it would have been twice as noisy.
That's this one engine. Yeah. 16 is it? What? Storage.
gentlemen
Yeah.
and ladies, please watch your heads. Please remind that gentleman who's just come in to watch his head, please.
Watch your head.
He's the wrong height.
It's tall, isn't it?
Yeah. And you, sir.
You are. Mm.
Right, well, ladies and gents, you just came right the way through the engine room and the motor room, as you probably...
Screen saves come on the computer.
Eh?
The screen saves come on the computer.
Mm. Adam? Yeah. Computer too.